Hello everyone, it has been a while, but we are here again with another contrast paint video, and today we're going to be painting with contrast paint CP39 from Crisis Protocol, otherwise known as the Sensational She-Hulk, which I did an unboxing of recently. I've got it here assembled and based with grey cere. I used the spray and then a little bit of touch up of the pot's upside down because it's running out of paint. So it's just pulling the last little remainder to try and get as much value out of it as possible. So we're going to be painting She-Hulk today, and I'm going to be testing a new kind of setup with this. I might use a different angle for the time-lapse stuff, which might mean that you don't see it as well, but it'll hopefully mean I can paint a little bit easier. Using this new camera for battle reports and whatnot is great because it's better quality than the old camera I was using. For painting videos though, it's so large, it gets in my way when painting. So I'm just gonna test some things with this video. We'll see if it's still watchable and you can let me know. But to talk about what we're going to do with She-Hulk, we're basically going to follow the same thing we did with Hulk way back in the day, obviously different for her uniform, but for her skin, etc. We'll mostly be using, as I knocked the camera already, we'll be using Warp Lightning, which is a little bit of a darker green, so we'll have to do some highlighting, well, a dry brush layer of Moot Green, which is just a normal Citadel paint, it's a light green. We'll do that. Her purple and white, I don't know what to call it, unitard I guess, whatever it is she's wearing. We're going to use Shyneless Purple with, again, a dry brush on top of probably Gene Stealer Skin, or whatever it's called, the very bright purple contrast paint, and a tiny bit of Apothecary White with non-oil over the top as well, in terms of contrast for the white parts, but the white parts will be done last. Her hair is also green, but it's a darker green, so we'll probably handle that by doing a Beltan wash over the top once it's done, but I'll judge that at the time. We're going to start with a darker contrast and work our way up. So for the first time lapse, we're going to apply the purple, the Stylish Purple, to all of the parts on our shoes, all the parts on our clothing or gloves. We're not going to worry too much about spattering it onto the girder she's holding or anything like that, because that'll get cleaned up once we're done with the contrast paints section. And then we'll worry about the skin tone and whatnot. So we'll just get started with this and we'll see how the filming goes. So I don't really know how this is looking on camera. It feels very blue toned to me just in general, but that's probably because it's a frosty morning outside with a little bit of snow, and it is very early in the morning, so we don't have much sunlight at the moment. But hopefully this will still turn out okay. So this is just with the Stylish Purple, as you hopefully saw during the time lapse. Tidied it up a little bit with some grey cere, but don't need to worry about that too much because the white is all going to be done over again anyway, because no doubt the green is going to leak a little bit because that's just the nature of things. Did also very quickly do a light dry brushing with Gene Stealer Purple is the name of the Citadel paint I used. Just very lightly on the highlights on the like stretch marks there where the fabric is folding on itself. So did that, and now the next step will be to handle her green skin. So we'll be using Warp Lightning on that, including her hair, but we'll tone down her hair because it has to be a darker colour. And that's going to be the lion's share, possibly in the same section. Yeah, might as well actually. We'll also probably take some Basilicanum Grey to the base just to quickly get that done, because then it can all sit and dry for about half an hour. And we'll worry about, we might, again off camera, also do dry brushing of Moot Green, but I'll talk about that after the next time skip. Alright, so we're doing another check-in. It's still got a lot of drying to do and obviously some touch-up work to do as well. While it was wet though, I did apply a little bit of moot green on the raised bits of muscles, so like the biceps, triceps, knees, etc. Just anything to make it look a little bit brighter. And while it was wet, I did also apply Biotan wash to the hair to darken it down. It's going to get darkened down again, but without contrast work. That's going to be done with non oil, probably over the whole thing. Not the base. I like doing like a little bit of aggressive shade in the cracks on the pavement to make it look muckier in that area. There is one more step of contrast, which is to use some of Apothecary White to go over the white part of her clothing and the tips of her boots, etc. Don't think I need to do a time skip for that, so I think we can probably skip straight to the end, so I'll just quickly talk about everything else I'm going to do. Clean up the white first, apply Apothecary Contrast, wait for it all to dry, use some non-oil in her hair to darken it down again, in the muscle lines of her clothing, in the white areas, and lead belcher silver for the girder, and then use Agrax shade over the girder once it's dry to give it that rusted metal look, and in the cracks on the base as well, and then go around the rim of the base just with Bad and Black. So that's what we're going to do. Anything else that I've forgotten I shall go over as we fade out and fade in to the finished miniature. And so sometime later we have the almost finished She-Hulk. I say almost because there's still a lot of drying to do, not of the contrast paint, but of the wash. You might be able to tell by the little bit of the tissue you can see here, had a little bit of a spillage with the Agrax Earth shade, so it's a little rustier looking than I wanted it to be, and it's still pooling in some of the corners, which I'm kind of okay with once it's dry, but it's going to take much longer to dry. That's nothing to do with the contrast, it's to do with spilling the paint accidentally while painting, and I've just finished cleaning it up and giving it a little bit of time to dry a little bit. So we're going to call this good, even though it does still have some drying for the wash to be done. But that's mostly on the girder, and that's just the Agrax Earth shade. Went over the body suit, whatever it is, with non-oil into the cracks as well, just to add a bit more definition, hopefully. Over the hair, which is also still wet because of the wash, and it's hopefully looking darker, and when it dries it should still stay at least a tone darker. And everything else, like I said, the black Templar, the Bad and Black, the normal Citadel paint. And it's been a while since I've done one of these, but it's time for the hashtag Gero360 spin of how it turned out. I'd say it's on par with the Hulk that I did, but it's still not super fantastic. But it did not take very long, like not including drying time. Contrast paint is obviously very quick to use, and the effect at tabletop distance is more than acceptable. But obviously if you're looking to do more detail, more highlighting, etc., you can build off of this as a base for sure. Doing a little bit more edge highlighting as opposed to dry brushing would certainly make things stand out more if that's what you're looking for too. But yeah, we're going to call that done. You'll hopefully be able to see the fully dried version in the thumbnail, I'm not sure, we'll see. And She-Hulk and her A-Force will be making a debut appearance in the next Crisis Protocol Battle Report. I'm not sure when that will be. It might be the next video up, I'm not sure. If it is, you'll probably see it tomorrow. And you'll see on that one as well if I decide to make any touch-ups to things as they stand here. More or less should be fine. As for whether or not this was watchable, I don't know. I'm now going to have to see that in editing. So do let me know. This is the only kind of workable setup I've found for using the new camera to do these. And obviously right now we're still in winter weather, so where I paint, I don't really have a lot of natural light once the camera is in the way, as you can probably tell by the lighting we've got right now. So that does make it a little bit difficult to get a nice looking picture for these videos. Don't have any studio lights that I can fit where I'm painting, like the ones used for battle report filming, etc. So that is a problem going forward. So you can let me know how you thought it turned out. I'll take a look obviously as I edit this as well. It'll go up either way, but we'll see if we do any in the future. And as far as the next Crisis Protocol releases go, it'll be... it's the Inhumans next. It's the Inhumans, and then it's the next wave of mutants to look forward to. Will I do any painting videos on those? I don't know. If you want to see one, request it, and I can make it happen for better or worse. But that's going to be it for She-Hulk. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for her making her appearance in a battle report real soon. And with that, thanks for watching, and ta-ta for now.